And it is my people that have funded you. It's my people that made sure that you have what you have. And you spit on us, you degrade us, but you're only 1% of this nation.
You got a mayor that tells an American citizen that he cannot be welcome in Dearborn, Michigan if he doesn't want a damn terrorist on the name of a street.
In Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Yemen, in Iraq. Jesus Christ is outlawed in those countries, and we will stand. The crusade has begun.
We continue, and there are folks that continue to stand behind this guy, Jake Lang, a man who tried to sleep with a 15-year-old, who defends a pedophile like Donald Trump, who stands up for Jeffrey Epstein.
Did you hear what you said, or you want us to play it back to you? The Wayne County prosecutor refused to process something? Mm-hmm. Do you have a law degree? Do you have a law degree?
No, I don't.
That's the question.
No, I don't.
This is not...
I don't have a law degree.
We're not playing around
but
here.
I know how to read.
Okay. The Wayne County prosecutor does not answer to the city of Dearborn. They are the lawyers, and they refuse to prosecute. Okay, so that's your answer on that. In regarding to... The next item will be public comment? Correct. All right, before we go to the public comment, I just want to give some ground rules that we do every meeting. The public comment under the term of the 34th council was changed to allow 30 minutes prior to our regular business items, which we will do here today. We have comment cards we'd like you to fill out. Unfortunately, we will only allow 30 minutes in the beginning of the meeting. Then after the business items, we will then pull the rest of the cards for those to speak. Kind reminder, we do not allow any outbursts. If you truly want to be heard, you need to be able to be heard by the council. We ask you, the others that are in the audience, not to have any outbursts whatsoever. And just keep in mind also that you will have a 3-minute time limit. The clerk will let you know when there's 30 seconds remaining. And we will begin, Mr. Clerk, at 7:11.
Okay.
All right, so we do have some cards, and then those who did fill out a card, you will be called, but it will be at the end of the meeting if you don't make the first 10. All right, first we have, is Miss Cheryl Cooper. Oh, you got it? Good. All right. Okay, so we don't have Cheryl Cooper. Miss Pamela Stokes. Just keep in mind, folks, the microphone is in one spot. Is there a pathway, officers? Is there a pathway through this side? Yeah. If we can, yeah, or from the rear, yeah. Is the rear better access to go around? All right, so if anybody's on this side of us, if they're like, all right, just try to go around to get the thing. Ms. Stokes, thank you for being here. You may proceed.
Is this okay? Can you hear okay?
Excellent.
Okay. Esteemed council members, mayor, my name is Paula Hamilton Stokes, and I reside on Linden Street in Dearborn. I am here this evening to show support for my beloved hometown, and I thank you for the privilege of your time. Dearborn has one of the most diverse populations in our country, and I will not stand idly by as outsiders attempt to sow division and hate. They would have you believe our city is under siege. This is no more than an attempt to stoke fear and could not be further from the truth. I have served 3 different mayors, and I was blessed to be mentored by each one, making me the woman I am today. Strong, confident, and incapable of backing down when I see injustice. Dearborn has always been there for me, and I remain grateful. Some of the kindest, caring, and open-minded people I have ever known live right here. We share our differences. We do not fear them. God bless you, dear neighbors.
Thank you, Ms. Stokes. All right, thank you. We have Pastor Lorenzo Sewell.
My name is Pastor Lorenzo Sewell. I have the honor and the privilege of being the senior pastor of 180 Church, where President Donald Trump came for his birthday weekend. It was there that I had an opportunity to pray over the president, and it was at that moment that he told me I would pray at the inauguration and I would be able to preach at the rededication. The reason why I'm here today, because Dearborn, in all of your prosperity, in everything that you've done, the spirit of Hubbard is still in this city. The spirit of racism still dwells in this city. This is a city that has prospered with your mosque and your call to prayer, but yet it's on the back of my people. It's on the back of black people that we have funded everything you do. You look down on us. Your police enact injustice on us. And when Jake Lang talked about Jesus, he was assaulted because you are not up under American law. You are up under Sharia law. That is the reason why you have made no arrest. You laugh. You are 3 generations of racism in this very city. You know it. You have seen what has happened in this city. And it is my people that have funded you. It's my people that made sure that you have what you had. And you spit on us, you degrade us, but you're only 1% of this nation. We are not a nation of Muslims. We are a nation of Christians. We are one nation under God, indivisible, the God of the Bible, the God of the Lord Jesus Christ. That's the God in whom we serve. I want you to prove to me we're not up under Sharia law. Will you denounce, Councilman O'Reilly, will you denounce Sharia law? Will you denounce Sharia law? Will you I know you won't. Will you denounce Sharia law? Abraham, you went to Hillsdale. Will you renounce Sharia law? Will you renounce Sharia law? America, we have lost this city. This is a city that is no longer up under American laws. We are up under Sharia law, and we will not have it anymore.
Remaining.
Enough is enough.
All right, order. We're gonna have order in the meeting. We're gonna have order in the meeting, folks, okay? I just would like to remind everyone, there is a microphone system in the city of Dearborn. We can afford one. So when you're speaking, if you'd like to raise your voice, guys, you can, but it's not doing anything else. So we're gonna give you a warning, speak. We can hear you, we want you to be heard. We understand passion, we're all about passion, but keep in mind that be respectful to people that are here that wanna be heard. So please, try to contain yourself if you can. Can we have our Sam Beydoun?
Good evening, Mayor Hamoud, members of the City Council, City Clerk Deraney, my fellow Dearborn residents and non-residents. Tonight, I speak not only as a resident and your Wayne County Commissioner, but as someone who has been selling real estate in Dearborn for 4 decades. For the last 40 years, I have witnessed firsthand the transformation of this great and diverse city. I have watched families build their lives here, businesses grow, neighborhoods change, and generations come together to make Dearborn the community it is today. And that is why I want to say this very clearly. Dearborn is America. The Constitution of the United States is the highest law of the land, not the law of any religion. It protects every one of us, whether we pray in a mosque, a church, a synagogue, or somewhere else. To those who came to Dearborn looking to spread fear and division, I say to you, come see the real Dearborn. Look at our neighborhoods, our businesses, our schools, and our houses of worship. You will see people from different backgrounds living, working, worshiping, and raising their families together. You will see a nativity tradition that has been part of this great community for more than 70 years. You will see businesses selling pork products. You will see religious freedom in action. That is not Sharia law. That is America. and those who came here intending to desecrate the Quran, to provoke or insult our community, understand this. Muslims honor Jesus Christ, Mary, and Moses, peace be upon them. Jesus is honored throughout the Quran. Maryam, is so deeply honored that an entire chapter is named after her. And Moses is mentioned more than any other prophet, 136 times. Those figures are not strangers to Muslims. They are part of our faith. You have the constitutional right to disagree with us, protest peacefully, and speak your mind. And we have those same rights to worship, to speak, to assemble, and to live our faith openly. Let me tell you who the people of Dearborn are. We are doctors, teachers, judges, lawyers, business owners, police officers, public servants, first responders, and members of the United States Armed Forces. We pay our taxes, we create jobs, we educate our children, we care for our neighbors. We came from different places, but we built something together. That is the beauty of America. So to anyone who comes to Dearborn looking for division, I say, you may not understand us, but you will not define us.
You have 30 seconds
You may
remaining.
try to divide us, but you will not succeed. We are Americans. We are proud of our heritage. Come to Dearborn peacefully, come respectfully, exercise your First Amendment rights, and we will defend your right to do so. But don't mistake our diversity for division or our faith for something foreign to America. Dearborn is America. The Constitution is our law. Our diversity is our strength. And once again, we don't have Sharia law in Dearborn. We have shawarma law. And we proudly claim,
Your time has
some of the
expired.
best shawarma outside the Middle East. We have some of the best shawarma outside the Middle East, so try some while you are here.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
May God bless Dearborn, and may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Mr. Baidoon. All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Baidoon. Next, we have Mr. Eric Murgo. Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
All right. Now I'm listening to you guys come up here. You guys want to talk about how you're being honest and you're speaking from the heart. Not one of you people that come here and speak without a freaking script in your hands, word for word reading it. You got a mayor that tells an American citizen that he cannot be welcome in Dearborn, Michigan if he doesn't want a damn terrorist on the name of a street. You got members on the board over there laughing at American citizens when they're concerned about Sharia law and the Muslims that are telling us we're going to take over your city. We have Hassan Piker saying we're going to do things to your women. And we're saying, oh, this is peaceful? That you people came here to give us peace? You guys came here to conquer us. This is the Crusades all over again. You're going to think you're going to take this country without firing a shot? How about this? How about the American citizens say, no, you're not going to do this. We're going to stand up. We're going to tell you, everybody here, from felons to normal people, Bible thumpers, little grannies everywhere. Tell this Muslim invasion, you're not going to happen in the United States of America, not while Christian crusaders are standing here blocking you. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Okay, we need, folks, we need order in here. The next speaker we have is Mr. Joseph Barajio. You here? Barajio. Do you want me? We could call you later if you like. Can you? All right, there is a pathway right there. There's a pathway. You could come this way. Yes. He was one from the middle. All right, thank you.
My name's Joseph Barajio, citizen of the good city of Dearborn. I'm a professional in the sense of teaching history, writing history, and reading history. And I'd like to say that there was a formidable year in the 7th century when a new country came aboard. It was the country Russia. and the equivalent of George Washington Vladimir, wanted to consolidate this new country of his by adopting a religion. He first went to Christianity, but the schism, the differences between Rome and Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox, made him shy away from it. He didn't want anything to do with this kind of a trouble. He looked at Islam, but he had to defer from it too because his people loved drinking vodka. So he looked at Judaism and he said, yeah, this is the right religion for my people. And a Turco-Finnish nomadic tribe out of Kiev, Ukraine, opted to become Jews, or Judaism, adopted Judaism. They're not necessarily Jews because these were people that were not Semitic people. They were not, had no direct historical connection to Palestine. And the descendants of these people became the Ashkenazi Jews who ruled apartheid Israel. The same context with them. They're not a Semitic people. They have no historical connection to Palestine. And it's the same group that's responsible for systematically murdering 79,000 Palestinian Semitic people, 20,000 of whom were children. And it's documented that the IDF actually turned off fuel to incubators that killed and suffocated Palestinian children to death. You talk about evil, raw, pure evil, unforgettable evil. That was it. Well, at any rate, it's notable about one thing, too. There was a comment made in the last council meeting I attended. The quote was, "What is Israel to do?" I'm here to tell Israel what to do. You need to give back the land that you took from the Palestinian people, the Semitic. You need to give it back to the Sephardic Jews who were Semitic to the...
You have 30 seconds remaining.
That were a part of that whole thing. All right, I'm closing out with this brief statement. The Constitution of the United States is national law. There's a section dealing with the freedom of religion, all religions in this country, and that involves Islam. And I say this to the xenophobes, the anthrophobes, and the Islamophobes. I have one thing to say to you. You can take your hateful, black-hearted ways and shove it up where the sun doesn't shine.
The time has expired.
Okay. All right, next speaker we have is, okay. Next speaker, Jake Lang. Yeah, sir. All right, we're gonna. There's no books or props allowed, so you either put them down or you'll be removed. You got 1 second and you'll be removed. What do you want to do? Put them down or you're gonna be. There's no books, no paraphernalia. That's the council rules. Hey, let's go.
For 3 years straight, the #1 name in the country of England for newborn babies is Muhammad. Tell me that white Christians are not being invaded. How can you lie to our faces with your taqiyya? This is an invasion on all fronts. Our people are being pushed out of the workplace. We're being pushed out of city councils. That smug face of the taqiyya Muslims needs to be wiped off these people's faces. These people are looking to destroy us. These people are looking to outbreed us. The Muslims have not come here to assimilate. They have come here to steal the wealth of this land, to rape our women. What about the 250,000 women in England that were raped by Pakistani Muslims and they got little slaps on the wrist from the woke democratic regime? The Muslims are being used by the Democrats to instill socialism in America. We know it. Look at all of your top Muslim leaders. They all pander to homosexuality, the trans agenda, and to socialism. You're fake Muslims. You're just using the Democrats, these woke liberal idiots, the women in New York, to gain power. And once the Muslims have power in this country, then they will start throwing the homosexuals off the roofs, just like they do in Palestine. You guys all cry about Palestine. Try being a white Christian man preaching the word of God in Palestine. Guess what might happen to you? The same thing that happened to me here in Dearborn, Michigan. You will be stoned for saying the name of Jesus Christ in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Yemen, in Iraq. Jesus Christ is outlawed in those countries, and we will stand. The crusade has begun. Your time in this country is running short. The time of stealing from the Detroit black Christian Americans is over. It's over. Muslims, go home before we send you home. We have cruise ships, we have planes, we have trains, and we're going to pack them out with all of the Arabs. You have to go home. We don't want you here. Our founding fathers gave this country to their posterity. White Christians, and they brought along with them their black friends, and now we're here to reclaim America for the blacks and the white people.
You have
and
30
the Spanish.
seconds remaining.
We will not allow these third world mongrels to run roughshod over us without a fight. The body of Christ is one. If you are in Christ, you are my brother. If you stand against Islam, you are my brother. If you are willing to stand up and take this country back, you are my brother. Join the Crusades and extricate this filth from our country. We will have our way. Come blood or sweat, we will have our way.
Your time
this
has
is
expired.
your Christian land. Christ is King.
Okay, thank you.
Christ is King.
Sir.
Christ is...
Jason. Okay. Okay, folks, let's have order. We have the best police department in the state of Michigan. They're handling it. All right. Next, thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Alabas Farhat.
Good evening, Council. I'm disappointed that we continue, and there are folks that continue to stand behind this guy, Jake Lang, a man who tried to sleep with a 15-year-old, who defends a pedophile like Donald Trump, who stands up for Jeffrey Epstein. Somebody who wants to question how American we are, yet sells our country out every single day in the White House. I understand the clicks are nice and the headlines are nice, but this is an American city. And when you go and bring this type of hate and rhetoric to this city, have a nice day, sir, to this city, all you're doing is dividing this neighborhood, and you're dividing our community. You can do that where you are. Don't come here. Because Dearborn is a shining beacon of unity and coexistence. We're a place where neighbors check in on neighbors, where they share meals over fence lines, where they stand together and they support each other. But if folks want to come here and preach hate and division, bring their ARs and their drum magazines and stand in the face of little children at the school on Ford Road, the ICA, or walk and terrorize the church next door, don't come here. Plainly. Because this is a city where we believe in coexistence and unity, where we believe that to be American is about the values you preach and believe and stand for, and not about your religion or birthplace. That is what it is to be American. That is why our founding fathers gave us a Constitution and Bill of Rights that protects your freedom of speech just as much as our freedom of religion. This is a city where we build the best-selling pickup truck in the world, the F-150. We root for the Lions on Sunday and the Tigers when they play. We love America. But to question our Americanness and how much we will defend and die for this country when we have service members up on that dais when we have service members in our military, is unacceptable. Take the time and learn about your neighbors. Don't follow the clickbait. Don't follow the attention. Don't follow these paid agitators, paid by Donald Trump and the Republican Party, paid to preach hate and divide neighbors, because they got an election that they're going to get sent packing in.
Thank you. Next speaker we have is Mike Dean.
Thank you, distinguished councilmen and mayor. I just want to start out by saying the measure of a man isn't how loud he can shout, especially when he's shouting out nonsense, because even a donkey can shout really loud. But at the end of the day, he's still just a donkey. So I just have one thing that I would like to say in regards to Jake Lang and Pastor Lorenzo. First, let's start with Lorenzo. He gave a very eloquent, impassioned speech that didn't make any sense, because he said that the poor black people of Dearborn, for which he does not represent because he doesn't live here, his church is not here, are oppressed by Arabs doing well in this community. Well, I'm not even from this community. I came here today. I have ventured all throughout this entire community, and you know what I didn't see? I didn't see any signs that said Arabs only or whites only. I seen black business owners. I seen black people driving nice cars in this city. And I just have one thing to say to you. Since you're so obsessed with gas stations, Pastor Lorenzo, why don't you take some of that Israeli money and buy a gas station and give it to your black neighbor? How about that? Now, I have one other thing that I need to say here, and that is when it comes to Jake Lang. Jake Lang loves to proclaim that he is a crusader against Muslims. Jake Lang loves to wear Temu armor without any plates in him to pretend that he's a soldier when he never served in the United States military. Jake Lang is such a tough guy, then I have a suggestion for the council to take into consideration. I'm from Las Vegas. Go Raiders, by the way. I feel sorry for your Detroit Lions because we're going to be better this year. With that being said, since Jake Lang loves Dearborn so much, I challenge him to face me in the ring in 90 days right here in Dearborn, Michigan, where we can sell tickets that will benefit the city of Dearborn. And if he wants to put hands on a Muslim, let him do it to me, a white, red-blooded American Muslim. That's all I got to say. Jake Lang, I know you can hear me, and if you can't, I know you'll see my video because you follow me.
All right. All right, okay. Next we have Mr. Scott. Chief, you gave me this. Is there a Mr. Scott? Okay, Jackie, take this back. Is he? Sir? Sir, hold on. Go to the officer, show him your identification that your name is Scott, Mr. Scott. Okay. You sit back in your seat or we'll have you removed. Which one you want? All right. Sir, if you filled out a card, you'll have your opportunity. If not, have a seat, sir, okay? Or you can leave. All right, we have Robert Pawlowski. Yes, sir. Yeah, there is a path here. Yeah, or you can come this way. Whatever's easiest for you, sir.
Thank you, Council. My fellow neighbors, my name is Robert Pawlowski. I am from Southgate, born and raised in Wayne County, Michigan. I am not 10 minutes from Dearborn. I am close to Dearborn. I spend my money, resources, and support our community. And I stand in solidarity with all of our residents, elected officials, mayor, and city council. This city is a beacon of hope. You have amazing administration, all the way from Mayor Hamoud to our city council president, Serini, and our wonderful chief of police, Issa Shaheen. It would be my dream to have leadership like you in my community. But most of all, we are the future. We built the F-150. We're home to Ford. But most of all, we are home to a community of diverse people. We have the most diverse smart bus lines here in our community that transport people back and forth from downtown to the airport. 2, we have the best food in the entire United States of America. And 3, we have the amazing group of people that are working class just like us. And if Jake Lang can see me, which I know he will watch this video, be scared, because us Americans, we are the future, and we are not going anywhere. So speak up, speak your heart, but most of all, no hate is allowed here, and solidarity with you all. But don't forget that Dearborn is the future. May God bless America, and God bless United States of America and Dearborn.
Okay, we have time for one more, which is Ronald Dwyer. Sure, yes, sir. Thank you. Of course.
Dear esteemed council and mayor.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, folks. Folks, we have a speaker ready to speak. Okay. All right, let the officers just make sure they go out. And then if there's people, now that we have room for others that may want to come in, please make sure there's afforded the opportunity for others to come in. There's probably about 15 or 20 seats. All right, sir, sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. I guess they just didn't want to hear the truth that I'm about to unveil.
You may begin.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
My name is Ronald Dwyer. I'm actually the president of American Council for Interfaith and Cultural Relations. My organization works with Christians and Muslims, bringing them together. We also work with Native Americans and people of other faiths. That being said, I was involved in kind of what brought up this brouhaha on August 2nd. I worked with Sheikh Hasham, who we put together the Arbeen Festival, which is the festival that honors Imam Hussein. And the reason I got involved, I'm an Irish Catholic, the reason I got involved is there's a lot of mixing between Christians and Muslims throughout history. In fact, if you study Imam Hussein's story, he was a hero that stood up against an evil caliphate and gave up all riches, defended truth and honor, and lost his life because of it. That's what everybody was celebrating. They honor this man every year annually. And I was proud to be a part of this event now through my organization, bringing Christians and Muslims together. And I want to say something. Pastor, oh, I see you left. I guess he couldn't handle the truth either. He's got a church of 12 people, so do a little research on him. He kind of stole the church from the previous congregation. But anyways, what I'm saying is there's a lot of mixing between Christians and Muslims. Muslims believe a lot of the same things Christians do. They believe in Jesus as the Messiah, born of the Virgin Mary, and that he will come again at the end of time. Mary is honored, like Councilman or Commissioner Beydoun said. Mary is mentioned in a chapter in the Quran. There's a lot of mixing, Muslims and Christians, if people just started studying and getting to know one another, you would see that we are a lot alike. Okay, we have maybe a few little differences in beliefs, but truthfully, we have a lot more in common than we do in difference. And I want to say another thing, too. Even though I'm part of an interfaith organization that I am president of, Pastor Sealwell and another person, I don't mean any disrespect, but there are a split. Just like there is in the Democrat Party, there's a split in the Republican Party. And the Republican Party had nothing. I'm a Republican. I serve on the 11th Congressional District. Had nothing to do with this event. In fact, many of the vice chairs came out and spoke out against this. They said,
You have
this
30
is not
seconds
what we wanted
remaining.
to do. I'm sorry?
You have 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds? Okay. So I want people to know that, too, that don't hate every Republican. I don't hate every Democrat. Look, I'm a Republican. Sam Beydoun is a Democrat. I consider Sam a friend. Look, after I finish this speech here, I'm gonna come down and shake Abdullah Hamoud's hand, okay? You know what, he's got a lot of unfair treatment. He got beaten up because he chastised a guy that has been a known
I'm sorry, your
problem in the
time
city.
has expired.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna shake your hand.
After Ron, you got it. Yeah, just have the seat there. Thank you. All right, at this time, we have completed our 30 minutes. Mr. Clerk, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, the council rules completed our first council public speaking opportunity. There'll be another one at the end of the meeting once we complete our business agenda items. Anyone here cares to wait to the end, and then they will be called in the cards. We will call you after, okay? If you are leaving, sir, there's no outburst, okay? If you have Connie, this gentleman has a question. See if you can help. They'll help you, sir, okay? And just keep in mind, if you are leaving the auditorium, just to try to do it in an orderly manner. All right, at this time, before we move on to our consent agenda, are there any items on which any member will wish to remove from the consent agenda and discuss individually? All right, hearing none, Mr. Clerk, can we proceed?
Item number 6 is a resolution in need of offer and support approving all the items of the
I'm
consent
sorry, I didn't
agenda.
hear. Offered, Councilman Abraham?
Councilman Enos.
Enos, okay. We have an offer by Councilman Enos, supported by Councilman Robert Abraham. All right, Mr. Clerk, can we have the roll call?
Council President.
Yes, sir. Mayor?
I just wanted,
Oh, my God.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, we do have an offer and support for this item. We're going to pause real quick. Mayor, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Before we get into the agenda, I wanted to take a moment just to offer some reflections and some words over the events that have unfolded. I actually would like to share a story regarding a moment that happened earlier today. I was out on one of our neighborhood walks, and for those who follow me on social media or follow the work of the city, we do many neighborhood walks week in and week out, especially throughout the summer. It was an ordinary morning in Dearborn, just like any other day. Residents were outside. We're talking about sidewalks and tree stumps and property maintenance issues, all the things that make up the everyday work of building a city. And while we were at the park, a group of children walked up. And amongst them was a young boy not older than 6 or 7. And he looked at me and he asked if the quote-unquote Crusaders that were coming to kill him. And I paused. I paused longer than I probably should have, long enough for the neighborhood police officer that was with us to actually interject and to assure the young child that he would be safe, that he should go about his day and enjoy the park like he would any other day. I paused because I never expected that question. And as a father, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Children that age should be thinking about what game they're going to the park to play. They should be thinking about whether they can have another scoop of ice cream at the end of the night. They should be wondering if they'll get an extra hour before time for bed. They should not be wondering whether someone wants to kill them because of how their family prays. But our children are listening. They hear our conversations, they see the headlines, and they notice when their parents are worried. And that little boy reminded me that what is happening outside is not just political theater. Fear has consequences. So tonight, I want to speak directly to him. And I want to speak to every resident of Dearborn who has felt that fear. I want to boldly say that you belong here. That you belong here as much as anyone else. And generations of people who built this city prove it. Dearborn was built by people with different names, different accents, different traditions, and different ways of worshiping God. Some traced their roots here generations. Others arrived with little more than a suitcase and hope. They worked the assembly lines. They opened small businesses. They taught our children. They have served our country. They built houses of worship. They built homes next to people who did not look like them. And somewhere along the way, strangers became neighbors. They shared a meal across the fence line. That is Dearborn. And that is the story of America. Yesterday, I stood alongside Christian clergy from across our city. People whose theological traditions may be different, but whose message yesterday was remarkably similar. Love thy neighbor, care for the vulnerable, feed the hungry, welcome the stranger, and stand against hatred. Dearborn is home to more than 30 churches and roughly a dozen mosques. And each and every single week, tens of thousands of people walk through those doors to participate with their congregations. They may pray differently, but they pray for many of the same things. For their children to be safe, for their families to be healthy, for peace, for justice, for dignity, for the strength to leave this world a little better than they inherited it. So when people portray Dearborn as some place that have been overtaken by Muslims, they aren't simply attacking our Muslim and Arab communities. They're also trying to erase our Christian brothers and sisters who have contributed immeasurably to the city, and folks of other faiths, of other backgrounds, or of no faith at all, who have all contributed to the Dearborn that we all love and cherish today. And ultimately, they're attacking something much larger than any one faith or community. They are attacking the idea that all of us can belong to America at the same time. There are people outside tonight whose idea of America is much smaller than ours. An America where belonging comes with conditions, where your name matters, where your ancestry matters, where the direction in which you pray somehow determines whether you are sufficiently American. I reject that vision for our country, because what matters is not the articles of your faith. What matters is the content of your character, the kindness in your heart. Do you provide for your family? Do you check in on your neighbor? Do you help someone when they're struggling? And do you leave your community better than how you found it? Those are the things by which we should measure one another. I've always believed that there is something exceptional about the American experiment. Not because Americans are inherently better than anybody else, but because of the audacity of the promise that we have all made to one another. That people could come here from every corner of the earth, carrying different stories and traditions, worshiping God differently or not at all, and somehow build one country together. That promise has never been perfectly fulfilled, but every generation has had to fight to make it more real, and now it is our turn to carry on that fight. Tonight, the choice before us is actually quite simple. We can allow fear to make our lives smaller, or we can allow community to make us stronger. I know some families are afraid right now. Many families have reached out and told me how they have changed their plans for the day. Practices for youth football has been canceled. My daughter was not taken to daycare today. Some parents kept their children at home, wanted them a little closer. Some residents decided not to open up their business stores today because of the events unfolding. And I understand that instinct. But we cannot surrender our everyday lives to someone else's hatred. Our police officers are doing their jobs. I will do my job. This council will do its job. They are protecting this community and protecting the constitutional rights of everyone in it. So let them do their job, and you live your life. Let the kids chase each other at the splash pad. Play another game of soccer, grab coffee with a friend. Fire up that grill and open up your business tomorrow morning. Sit on the porch with your neighbor, break bread and share in that meal. Visit your parents. Go to church on Sunday, go to the synagogue on Saturday, go to the mosque on Friday, or sit at home. Pray exactly as you have always prayed. Don't bother changing for anyone, because the greatest victory we can hand those who seek to divide us would be allowing them to convince us to be afraid of being ourselves. And we will not give them that victory. Instead, we're going to do what Dearborn has always done. We're going to keep opening our doors, because one of the most powerful antidotes to fear is simply knowing one another. I've met people over the years who have come to Dearborn genuinely nervous. They have watched something on television, they've read something online, or followed some of the comedians that were here earlier. Heard someone describe the city as a place that they should fear. And then they came here. They walked our neighborhoods. They met our residents. Someone welcomed them into their businesses. Someone started the conversation, and ultimately, as is the tradition in Dearborn, put a meal in front of them. And somewhere between that first handshake and the last bite of that meal, something changed. The caricature of who we are disappeared and dissipated, because a stranger became a person, and fear gave way to understanding, because hatred needs distance. It needs us to remain strangers. Community closes that distance, so to anyone watching tonight who doesn't know Dearborn but thinks they know Dearborn, I have an invitation for you. Come visit us. Come experience this city and come experience this community. And most importantly, come break bread with us. Ask questions. Tell us your story. And listen to ours. Our doors are open. Our table has room, because the longer the table, the stronger the table. Dearborn welcomes everybody, and that will not change under our watch. And to that little boy that I met this morning, I want you to go be a kid. Go play with your friends. Laugh too loudly. Get in trouble at home. Push the time limit in which you have to come back to the house. Because the response to those who believe America's promise should belong to fewer people is not for us to retreat into our homes or make ourselves smaller. It is to demonstrate each and every single day just how beautiful America can be when that promise belongs to each and every single one of us. This is the Dearborn that we will protect, and that is the Dearborn that we will pass on to generations and generations. God bless this city. God bless the most beautiful people I've ever met who reside in the city, who patronize the city, and God bless this country. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, thank you, Mayor. Thank you. All right. So now we will move into our final part, which will be our public speaking duration. Just a kind reminder, same rules follow. We have several cards here. I do know that there might be some people that may have exited, so I will give a little bit of time to make sure that no one is outside. Or can we make the assumption that they're all inside that want to speak since there's space? Okay, thank you, Chief. All right, first we have Mr. Mohammed Saab. So just a kind reminder, it's back there. Yep.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mohammed Saab. I'm a student at Wayne State University in the College of Engineering, just down the road from here. After tonight, Dearborn will once again go viral. The clips of us in our city are already being cut, and once again, our city will be shown to millions of people who have never set a foot in it. While the eyes of the country are on us, I would rather they see something positive than what those filled with hate brought them here to see. Dearborn is a city full of remarkable people. We have doctors, lawyers, engineers, business owners, tradesmen, and families who put each other first. If you are looking for proof of the American dream, you do not have to look past the city of Dearborn. Understand what these men are. They are not activists and they are not preachers. They are merchants whose only good to sell is fear. It's a cheap product and it contains an enormous margin. It requires no evidence, no argument, and no acquaintance whatsoever with the person whom it's sold against, and it asks of you only one thing, that you look at a neighbor and you agree to see a stranger. While we are busy buying fear from these men, nobody's asking why a family working hard cannot afford a home or a doctor. Let me leave you with this one statement. In a republic, the power does not descend from a throne. It rises from us, the people. That is the whole of our strength, but it is also exactly our weakness, because the people who can be persuaded can also just as easily be deceived. Every lie that a nation accepts for long enough becomes the law that it lives under. Our defense here in Dearborn has never been anger, nor has it ever been silence. It's been education. Learn a thing before you repeat it, meet a person before you fear them, and judge men and women by their character, because that is the only measure that has been and ever will be fair. Hate is loud, but it's fragile. It survives only when nobody bothers to check where it comes from. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, we have Mohammed Ali Bas. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to speak. Thank you to the City Council and to Mayor Hammoud for everything he does for our great city. As you can hear, my voice is raspy because I was out there protesting against agitators and un-Americans who come to Dearborn and spread fear. this country was founded on the belief of freedom of religious. This country was founded on the belief of freedom from religious persecution, like liberty and the pursuit of happiness, in which our country was founded on. And Dearborn is the epitome of what America is. When it was America that was attacked in Pearl Harbor, it was the Arab American population that picked up the racks, that jobs, that fought against fascism, that fought against fascists in Nazi Germany. Though defeated in 1945, fascism hasn't been rooted out, and it's very evident today. Our people aren't any less American than the next. So why is it that these fascists come to Dearborn, preach on Sharia law, while being the same group that has invalidated the democratic processes and attempted to storm the capital of the United States, in which we each contribute to our country, to our nation, to its culture, to its history, to its promises? Our people refuse to take a moral lashing from people who wave the Nazi flags. Americans died to fight off and against, from people who voted to a man who bombed an Iranian schoolgirl, killing over 10 girls, from Epsteiners and January 6ers. Our country, our city, our county won't bow down to people who wish to spread fear. Our country is built upon the promise of America. And like everyone here who has spoken, this is what the promise of America is: cultural acceptance, freedom, the pursuit of happiness, and religion. We won't be religiously persecuted, and we won't be made out to be victims, even if we are the target of the United States. God bless the United States, and God bless the city of Dearborn.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Abbas Alawi.
Thank you, Council President Serini. Thank you to members of the council, to Mayor Hammoud. I just feel so proud of Dearborn today. I'm so proud of our leadership. I'm so proud of every single family out there that is keeping its head down and just going about our lives like we always have. I'm especially proud of all the kids out there. And we don't have kids in the room, thank God. But I want to speak just to the kids in Dearborn today. My friends, I know it's a scary time. I was a kid once here in Dearborn and felt really scared because there was this thing that was happening. There was a guy who kept showing up in the city, and he was obsessed. It seemed like he was obsessed with Dearborn. He kept burning a Quran for some reason, and it made me feel very scared. But the advice that I got from my mom and my dad and my sister was that here in Dearborn, some people come and go, but those folks, especially the ones that are trying to divide us, they don't know us. They don't live here. We live here. They will come and go, and we will remain. The beauty of Dearborn, the strength of Dearborn, the strength of our region here in southeastern Michigan is our diversity. I kept my head down. I ended up growing up and working at the highest levels of our government. One day I was working in the United States Capitol, and there was a small group of people who had a very narrow idea of what America is and who belongs in America that came. You might read about it at school. It was on January 6th of 2021. I was inside the Capitol working for a member of Congress, defending our democracy, trying to certify an election on that day. And there was a small group of people that didn't want our democracy to survive. They wanted to promote the politics of division. One of those people is the same guy who now is showing up to Dearborn, trying to say that he's against just one religion. The reality is that guy and a whole lot of people like him.
You have
not
30
that many
seconds
people.
remaining.
It's actually a very small number of people. They're not attacking a religion, they're attacking an idea of America that includes all of us. And so when this guy and this distraction comes and goes, we will be here, and you will grow up to continue strengthening one of the most beautiful cities in the world that's led by incredible people like our mayor, who I'm so proud of. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your leadership today. It really means a lot to me.
I'm sorry, your time has expired.
Thank you. عثمان علي عنسي.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name is Uthman Ali Al-Ansi. I am a lifelong resident of the city. 9 months ago, I stood at the same microphone on a day when two very different visitors came to Dearborn. One came carrying every fear the internet had sold him. He walked our streets, he sat in our mosques, he spoke with our neighbors, and he left the city a changed man. He admitted out loud what few are brave enough to say, that he had been lied to. In place of the danger he was promised, he found hospitality. He found dignity, and he found a people who treat a stranger as if he was already a neighbor. The other group came for none of that. They came to shout, they came to film, they came to be seen, and to them I said then, and I'll say it again tonight, our table is still set. There is a seat for you. There is a plate of shawarma, a glass of Yemeni tea. You don't have to agree with a single thing we believe to break bread with us. And the invitation still stands, even tonight, even as another so-called crusade is organized at our doorstep. But some of the people who most need to hear these words will never walk into this chamber. So tonight, let me speak past this room to those who hold real power over what happens next. In 2024, I endorsed Donald Trump for president. I was wrong. I have never hidden it. I said so plainly then, and I'll say it again now, in front of my neighbors. I let my grief over Gaza lead me to a decision I regret. I own that mistake, and because I own it, I have earned the right to say what comes next. Mr. President, the man leading this march walks free because of you. Your pardon gave him back his liberty, and he has chosen to spend that liberty targeting a city whose own voters helped return you to office. We did not come to you out of blind loyalty. We came because we were tired of the two parties that seem to answer to the same distant interests. You asked for our trust, we gave it, and in our hour of need, you've given us silence. One sentence from you would end this. Condemn the march. When a Muslim nation gave you a gift of a plane, there was no outrage. But when the same community asks only to be left in peace in its own hometown, your silence is louder than any bullhorn on the streets. And to the Republicans who just won their primaries, John James, Mike Rogers, and the rest of the ticket, I have a word for you too. You want to govern the state. You want to carry Michigan's voice to Washington. Then hear me clearly. Dearborn is Michigan. If you are the tireless workers you claim to be on the campaign trail,
30 seconds remaining.
then work for the people of this country, not for the spread of Islamophobia, not at the command of any foreign lobby. Thomas Massey has shown that a Republican can put his nation first and stand firm under pressure. If you cannot bring yourself to say one plain sentence that you do not want a crusade in Michigan, then you already have told every family in the city exactly how little we are worth to you. Now let me be clear about what the January 6th convict and those marching behind him are really after. They did not come here for conversation. They came to provoke us, to film our reaction,
sorry, your time has
and to
expired.
turn our anger into division and to carry our division home like a trophy. Their whole livelihoods depend on this moment, so let's refuse to give it to them. And to the young people especially.
Mr. Othman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, your time has expired, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
The noise will pass, Dearborn will
Mr.
remain, and so will we.
Othman. Mr. Deegan. Anthony Deegan.
Anthony Deegan, 25-year Dearborn resident. I just want to say, first of all, on behalf of all the local Christians here, we wish that Jake Lang would never, ever come back to the city of Dearborn. It was the least Christian rally I've ever seen in my life. And I also want to say that it is true that there are quite a number of peaceful, beautiful Muslims in the city of Dearborn, okay? So with that said, that does not come at the expense that there is, in fact, a smaller contingent of radical Muslims in the city of Dearborn that are not being dealt with. Okay, so what happened to Jake Lang, I completely disagree with everything the man stands for, but what happened to him was appalling. And it should never happen. If the roles were reversed, there would be 20 squad cars descending on that parking lot immediately, and there were plenty in the area. I'm asking for the Department of Justice, the FBI, the Attorney General, whomever, to look into the city of Dearborn's policing policies and to look into the politics that take place, because it's not just Jake Lang. Cam Higbee was assaulted. Nothing was done about it. Nick Shirley had recorded somebody saying they wanted to murder him, and nothing was done about it. Okay, the mayor loves to talk about the pig's head story. I was there at that event, at the festival, when that man brought that pig's head. What the mayor does not talk about is that there was a group of angry young Muslim men who assaulted that man, bleeding profusely, and the police arrested that man instead of those people. They didn't talk to any one of those young people. They arrested that man and said if he came back, he would be permanently arrested. I myself have had rocks thrown at me, called an FAGGOT, white BITCH. I went to the police to report it. They said they did everything they could to talk me out of reporting that. I had to go do my own work, get my own surveillance footage from the Tim Hortons. The guy knew everybody in the store, he knew the assistant manager, and yet nothing was done. All the online threats that we talk about, that I see every week on TCD Dearborn about all the threats that are being made against the Islamic community, what about the threats that are being made by the Islamic community? I've had threats made against me after I opposed Israel divestment. There was two of us in the room in an echo chamber full of people who were angry at us. Online afterwards, people were saying, give us the name of
You
those
have 30
Klansmen.
seconds remaining.
Let's October 7th these nuts. And you know, who are they? Give us their public information. And nothing was done about it. Your representative smiled at me condescendingly when I brought it up. Council President Serini, you scoffed at the idea that nothing would be done about it. I went there, nothing was done about it. The county prosecutor refused to prosecute it. Okay? So Dearborn has a serious problem with radicalism. We have
your time
homegrown
has
terrorists.
expired.
Your time has expired, but I'm going to address a couple of things that was not true. Did you hear what you said, or you want us to play it back to you? The Wayne County prosecutor refused to process something? Mm-hmm. Do you have a law degree? Do you have a law degree?
No, I don't.
That's the question.
No, I don't.
This is not...
I don't have a law degree.
We're not playing around here.
But I know how to read.
Okay. The Wayne County prosecutor does not answer to the city of Dearborn. They are the lawyers, and they refuse to prosecute. Okay, so that's your answer on that. In regarding to Mr. Lang being assaulted, he was arrested forthwith. Let's get that out of the way because there's a lot of lies about that. He was arrested forthwith, was detained by our police department, and the person that was arrested and accused of this crime was also taken into federal custody.
I saw
at
least 10 to 20 assaults. I saw at least 10 to 20 assaults.
Mr. Deegan, you asked a question. There was a gentleman. There was 4 arrests, okay? And if you like to find out the information, go ahead and find the information. But do not sit here and tell the people that we are lawless and we did not follow the law, because that is the furthest from the truth. The man was arrested, and he was detained, and he's being charged, and he's actually taken into federal custody.
You're saying man singular, there was men plural.
Mr. Deegan, as I indicated, there was 4 arrests. You're more than welcome to find out through the FOIA process on who they were arrested, and then how they were charged is through the court process. That's the process we have in this country. You can't pick and choose which one you want to have. That's the process.
I would agree.
When we arrest people, that's our job, to arrest them. The prosecution job is part of the next stage. That's not our job. You continue to say stuff that's not true. I'm not going to let it happen.
It is true.
No
The
more.
online threats, I have never seen one Muslim
Mr.
person
Deegan, online
arrested
threats
for an
are federal.
online threat.
Mr. Deegan, online threats are federal, okay?
Not
Do
true.
a little research.
Your chief of police said that they were going to use all local, state, and federal people to investigate threats. They say you say that the local DPD monitors threats. They don't care anything about it when it's somebody like me who gets threatened. It's only when it's a protected class that gets threatened. Okay. Your own chief said it. I've got screenshots, and you want to talk about reading. You can read that.
If you have screenshots, what I would recommend to you is that any law-abiding citizen, there's a process in this country. If you go to the Dearborn Police Department and you're not happy with what's happened, you go to the state police department. That's the way the process works.
That's why I just called for the Attorney General.
Then go ahead and do it, and then you'll go through the process. You're more than welcome. That's your right. Okay? If you're not happy with an outcome of something, that's what's great about our country. We have a circle you go through, and you will get justice. If what you're saying is true, it will happen. So go through the process. That's all I'm asking you for, okay? Next speaker. Sure, you're all set. Next speaker, I have Zuhair Abdul Haq. Would you like to still speak? Okay. Thank you. You can come this way. Oh, okay. Whatever's easy. Yeah, whatever's easy.
Good evening, Zuhair Abdulhaq. When I came to this country in 1977, I left my country because of the Civil War with my 3 brothers. I arrived to this country, to New York airport, with $913. I didn't speak one word of English. In 4 years, I had engineering degree from Wayne State University in 1981. My brothers has BSs in economic and biology. We came to this country, we paid our dues, we used the law, we used the procedures, we used what's available, the opportunities of this country, which are available to everybody who sat here, Mr. Lorenzo, and claim we took from them and we took from them and we got all our riches from on their backs. We paid our dues. We worked 7 days a week. We slept in one room, 3 of us in Highland Park. We lived like everybody else. We took the buses. We froze our feet when we waited for half an hour to take the bus from one place to go to our classes and to our work. The Constitution of this country is a great document. It gives everybody the right to live their life free, to do what they want, to worship who they want. And Mr. Lang, he has every right to burn the book, to do whatever he wants to with it. But he cannot tell us who we worship, because the only thing I worship and every citizen in this country should worship is the Constitution of this country. Because it supersedes the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah. Because we all live under that Constitution, we all guaranteed our rights under that Constitution. So God bless this country. God bless this council in this city. Tonight, you guys proved that you are great leaders. You deserve to be up there. And I thank all our residents who none of
You
them
have 30
fought
seconds.
or did anything illegal. Again, thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Mr. O'Cray, you're next, sir. Glenn O'Cray, thank you.
I just want to tell the city officials here, I love you all.
Thank you.
God bless you.
We love you too.
Mayor, your talk really touched me. I was born in the predecessor to Oakwood Hospital, and I went to Sacred Heart for 12 years, grades 1 through 12, and the nuns whom I was very critical of years ago, I also have grown to really love for the sense of social justice that they gave me. What I saw tonight outside and within this hall on the part of many people is not reflective of Christianity. It's just the opposite. I would just like to go on record that I believe that the spirit of the gospel has not been followed as it should be. My heart goes out to all Muslims. Very sad what you are going through. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Cray. Tiffany Alexander. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm short. There we go. Hello. As said, my name is Tiffany. First, can I just apologize for the other people who came up here looking like me? I am so sorry and unbelievably embarrassed and would like to crawl into a hole at that moment. So please, when you see people that look like me, do not make that assumption. And please think about what you have to, how lost you have to be to look like me and follow Jake, whatever his name is, Lang, okay, who said black parents are failures, black culture is disgusting, told a bunch of black protesters they were chimping around, and made monkey noises at black teenagers. So just imagine how lost of a soul you have to be. So I don't want to make this about that. I have been part of the community of Dearborn all 47 years of my life. My mother currently lives here. Both of her neighbors are Muslim. And they have been, my mother's elderly, she's very independent, because I'm sure she's watching. And her neighbors have always taken care of her. They look out for her. I have patronized the restaurants, the coffee houses of this community for many decades. And I am so sorry that you are having to tolerate this appalling, disgusting display of ignorance and fear and hatred. I often wonder, have any of these people ever prior to today been in Dearborn, including the preacher? Because I've never in my life been unwelcomed anywhere here. I'm so sorry, and I am so very deeply embarrassed. But speaking for a great deal of my community, we support you, we stand with you, we stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters, and I don't know how much these people are actually even really against you. First of all, the biggest population of Muslims in the United States are Southeast Asians. The second biggest population, I myself am not Muslim, but they look like me. That's the second biggest population.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Thank you. Arab people are the third biggest population of Muslims. I am fully aware of who has oppressed my people since day one. I am fully aware of what they look like and my history, and they do not look like my Muslim brothers and sisters. I stand with you today, my family stands with you tomorrow, and we will always stand with you as long as we draw breath. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, folks, the next one, it's hard to read out the first name, but it's Arnold is the last name. Could be Stephen. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, no problem. It is. Good to see you.
Good evening. Just saw an old face there.
Yeah.
We ran for mayor many years ago against each other. You got more votes than me. I came in third, though. I didn't have all the money you had to spend. All right, good evening. First of all, great planning. Excellent. This could have exploded. It's pretty bad out there. Could have been 10 times worse. Excellent. A+. Mr. Sweeney, great reel that you sent out. That kept thousands of people from coming. I was at that gym this morning. Everyone was saying, they're not coming, they're going to ignore this noise. And they did. You could have had 100,000 people out there. Okay? They chose to stay home. Okay? Saved. There would have been a lot of mess, right? We have in Dearborn an excellent mayor. I know, I've watched him. I've learned from him. He is dynamic. He's smart. Wish I was as smart as that. He did make a mistake a couple months ago, right? He was laughing. Completely explainable. But youth, A+ tonight. Excellent. I couldn't do it. I'm an Irishman. Oh, man, you wouldn't want me out there. Let me see if I can read this thing. I want to apologize to the city of Dearborn, particularly our Arab American friends. It was a group, I'll just call them misguided Christians and misguided patriots. Okay? They listen to the wrong people. They got good interests and at heart. But be careful who you follow. Be careful who you follow. Okay? Because they're here to divide. You're trying to pit us against each other. And Dearborn's a great city to live in. Been here 30 years. Okay? It's changed a lot. But it's still a great city. My gym used to be 90% white. It's now 90% Middle Eastern. Okay? I used to have white neighbors on both my sides.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll go quick. I'm going to cut off since I have only 30 seconds. I want to say another thing here. The police did an excellent job. A+, double A+. That's a great choice to have up there. Looks like a mountain from Game of Thrones. I wouldn't do anything. A+. So the whole team. And my final word is, make sure that the officers get overtime. Because, man, they were on the front line. It's easy to sit back.
Your time has expired.
I spent a lot of time walking outside there. And again, the poise they had, the courage they showed, because there was close. There's guys walking with handguns out there. Man, I'm glad.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Arnold.
Okay, that's it?
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, that's a quick clock.
Thank you. And the next speaker we have is Dr. Lana. Yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Lana Al-Hassani, and I have a few points. First off, we keep hearing this is a Christian nation. And because I'm involved in interfaith with Native American, and this is a big offensive to Native people, because they said those people came, the Christian, from Europe to practice their religion here freely, then they claimed this is a Christian nation. So first off, this is not a Christian nation. This is monotheist, and they told me they worship one God, the Creator. They call him the Great Spirit. He is the same God, the Creator that Jesus worshiped on Saint Virgin Mary. Second, those Christians, they cannot talk behalf on all Christian people. My husband, he is Catholic. They have different translation to their Bible. I'm Muslim, and I'm proud to marry Irishman Catholic. I don't see any difference, okay? And my husband, he is Catholic, and he know more about Islam, more even than me, because he is a historian. And for the event for Imam Hussein on August 2nd, that it made a lot of news. By the way, I'm the granddaughter of Hussein, and I'm proud of it. My grandpa Hussein, he stood up for justice and the truth. He stood up against corrupted Islamic caliphate. We hear in Western media, in history, they were Islamic caliphate, they were conquered land, kill a human, yes, I agree. But guess what? Those Islamic caliphate established by Western Empire in history, not by Prophet Muhammad family. And guess what? Good news for you. Prophet Muhammad family stood up against them. Hussein, the grandson of Muhammad, my grandpa stood up against those caliphate corrupted in history, if you talk about history. And those Islamic caliphate slaughtered Muhammad family with 72 with his people. Second, Prophet Muhammad family, wife, Lady Khadija, she came from a Christian background. Other thing, the priest who confirmed the message of Islam, he was Muhammad family cousin, he was a priest, he was Catholic, he approved the message of Islam. And when the Prophet of Islam and his follower got slaughtered in their own city, they ask refugee in a Christian city, and that it show how a big history and sharing history
You have 30
between
seconds
Muslim
remaining.
and between a Christian. If any people can read the real history, they will see that we are one, Muslim and the Christian. And the event of Al-Hussein, it's honored not just by Muslim, but also honored by Catholic priest, is honored by Orthodox Church, and we have all love and respect to all good Christian people, the real Christian, not the fake one, okay? And always we are one. Thank you.
All right, next we have Eddie H.
Good evening, boards, member of the boards, neighbors, and friends. Tonight, we're being asked to take seriously a man who has built his entire platform on a lie. Mr. Lang has spent months telling anyone who listened that Dearborn is secretly governed by Sharia law. No ordinance, no court, no city record supports that claim because it doesn't exist. Residents here, Muslim and Christian alike, live under the same Michigan law, the same U.S. Constitution, and the same city charter as every other resident in this state. But when you have to invent a legal system to be afraid of that tells you something about the argument that you're actually making. Let's talk about what Mr. Lang has done instead of making that argument honestly. He's tried to burn religious textbooks in the street. He slapped a holy book with a slab of bacon for a camera. He's called for mass deportation of people who lived, worked, and raised families in this very country for generations. He brushed away any type of hospitality. And none of that is political commentary. It's all a stunt built to provoke fear and call it faith. And that's the part I actually want to speak about because Mr. Lang claims to do this in the name of Christianity. So let's hold him to that standard because Christ ate with the outcast. He told us to love our neighbor, not to burn what our neighbors hold sacred. Christ said the truth would set us free, not that provocation dressed up as truth would get you a following. By that measure, the Muslim families in this city who show hospitality to strangers, who care for their elderly, who show up for their neighbors regardless of faith, they are living closer to that teaching on any given Tuesday than Mr. Lang has ever done in his entire campaign. That's not an insult, that's just an honest look at the fruit each of them is producing. And it's why you'll find plenty of Christians plainly and publicly saying they don't recognize their own faith in what he's selling. So Sharia doesn't exist in the measures that you may think here. First of all, Sharia means principle, law. Okay, just like Allah literally means God. Sharia is simply the principle that we live by, such as property rights in marriage, equality and accountability. Sharia insists that we don't indulge in usury and interest. Sharia law explains the inheritance of our family's estate. It's the way of life, the true, honest way of living, and that's something Crusaders are not accustomed to, as they are accustomed to stealing in a form of conquering and terrorizing in the name of establishing faith. So my ask of this board is very simple. Don't legitimize a manufactured threat by treating it as a real debate. After this Tuesday, I urge the board not to entertain this any further by agreeing to a board meeting. The world has seen what
You have
we
30
to offer
seconds.
and what Mr. Lang is portraying, because provocation is not the same thing as principle. Thank you so much, and appreciate everything that you do, Mr. Mayor. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, next we have Daniel Molina. Is it pronounced? I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Dan Melinda. I just wanted to say I love Dearborn, and I think you all are doing a great job. And, you know, what the mayor said earlier was very moving and eloquent, and everything my neighbors have said is really kind of echoing that. It's just, I keep hearing this common kind of message of unity. The only people that I hear kind of preaching division are people from outside Dearborn. And I've only lived in Dearborn 7 years myself, but I, find it very welcoming. My kids have gone to school here. I've had great schools, great places to eat. It's a great community. It's safe. Kids can just walk to town themselves. The parks, and I have to say, the the recent investment in the parks has just been wonderful. And like the Peace Park, I was there for the summer market. It's like something out of a Hallmark movie. And it's, you know, just seeing the community coming together and, you know, like seeing the, you know, in the summertime with the World Cup, having it televised. There's just so much that pulls people together. And all of this, you know, it's developments that you guys have done in recent years. And I just don't understand the haters, and I don't understand every time I read any article about Dearborn, it just, people just come into the comments. And it's always people outside of Dearborn where, you know, it's nice, it's refreshing to hear everyone from Dearborn tonight, just for the most part, talking about unity and coming together and supporting their neighbors. And, you know, I'm here, you know, because a neighbor of mine said to come here tonight, and I'm here to support my neighbors and just say how great Dearborn is and what a great job I think everyone's been doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Hezekiel Israel.
Okay, dear Mayor, members of the board, and honored guests, peace be with you all. In light of strong religious and political tensions in our country, I believe that what truly helps establish peace and unity is to examine the practices that would show God to be good, just, and perfect in all he does, and that aligns with the natural world he created. This is the foundation of my comment tonight. I want to begin by acknowledging the good I see in many Islamic practices here in Dearborn and throughout our country. The commitment to one God, the discipline of prayer, the reverence shown in speaking highly of the Creator, and the desire for community and fellowship. These are meaningful expressions of devotion, and I appreciate them sincerely. My brother JP once told me how much the Arab community contributes positively to the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana region where I am from. He spoke highly of Arab families, Arab businesses, and the kindness he sees from many Muslims in our area. I agree with him. I don't want the Arab community to leave. Mayor, I want you and your people here and to thrive here. But I do wish to ask you to consider certain practices that history has shown can lead to decay in society and not bring those practices here. For example, how could a God who is just and good take pleasure in seeing one of the creatures he made suffer as a sacrifice to himself, like the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha, where animals are slaughtered in the name of God? Wouldn't it be on the account of one who is evil to delight in such suffering? But God is not evil, God is good, right? So how could he delight in that? Didn't Jesus end such practices millennia ago, driving the animals out of the temple in John chapter 2, teaching that places of worship should be places of praise and prayer, not sacrifice?
You have 30 seconds.
I also want to address recent actions by Jake Lang, and I'll cut it short. Jesus never ate bacon, folks, so it's no point in putting bacon on a Quran, and I just want to apologize to you all for that, because that's not what Jesus would have done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next we have Bob Patrick Henry. Okay, Jeff Davis. Davis? No, sir. Nope, Davis. Jeff Davis. Is the first name Jeff? Yeah, sorry. No, it's not yours. Jeff Davis. They have a cell phone number on here. Does yours? What's yours end in? No, sir. That's not yours. Okay, thank you, sir. Fidel Gibson. Okay, yeah, I know. We got to go through them all. Just give us a second here. Dr. Michelle Proctor. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, City Council members and Mayor, for keeping our meeting for the business of the City of Dearborn. I'm here to talk to you about Edison Park. I'm sure you're probably really happy to hear about Edison Park. And the mayor was very gracious to speak with us for 2 hours and take questions from us about our park. The issue is the trees, okay? It's item 15 that was on our agenda. On the website, I didn't have a chance to really digest it. Thursday, we had a meeting and we talked about how it was the easement for what I understood, and I'm here for clarification. What I understood was this was to have an agreement with Ford to be able to go back there, and it didn't have really anything to do with the pipes that were being talked about with the sewers. I'm just wanting clarification on that because it seemed like there was a contract with,
Yeah.
Doctor, we're going to have the mayor, because we did address it last week, but you're more than welcome.
Okay.
At the committee, the mayor will respond to that.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for being here. So the easement is an agreement with Ford Motor Company that allows us access to their property and under the ground to maintain any lines or staging, things of that nature.
Okay.
Now the next step is we're preparing to go out for a formal RFP, in which, if you're on the email list, we shared that we'd be adding language that says to avoid all trees and doing the investment in the most environmentally conscious manner. Once that company's selected, we'll hire an engineering firm. Then the process will take about 18 months to design the actual storm water line that will ultimately be installed across southwest Dearborn.
Okay, well, that's what I understood from Thursday, but, and we kind of mentioned this, that we don't want information to just be spread on social media. So I think it's very important for those of us in the community and those of us who love our park, and we love our park, as you know, to be active in the council meeting so that we can continue the dialogue. So thank you for the clarification. We just want to make sure we save our trees.
That's why we created the email list, and I've never been to a park where the Lorax showed up and was a part of the meeting.
Oh, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
I was
That was
excited
good.
that he was there, and we made a commitment to the Lorax, and we'll try
Well,
to...
you could see the turnout, how much we really,
Yes.
that's really central to our community, and we're very passionate about it. And so I'm sure you'll hear about Edison Park again.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Okay,
much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Jacqueline. Jacqueline, it says District 3. I can't.
Yep, District 3.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
Mayor, I have a problem.
There's no props allowed. Okay.
Thank you very much for your hospitality, City of Dearborn. I really enjoyed the educational purposes. I've gone to quite a few city council meetings throughout the state, and I'll tell you this is to the utmost most impressive. Your detailed information in your agendas and the transparency is superb. I appreciate that. In my district, unfortunately, I can tell you that the educational level is far lower than what you have. If I had an opportunity to get our school district together and come and sit and see how professional and well-maintained your agenda is with your items and the procedure and the planning, then perhaps people would be more motivated to do better for all. I noticed an agenda item that I'm very concerned about, and it's in relevance to the prop that I have. It is an Arabic magazine purchased in New York by my great-great-great-grandfather. It's only in Arabic. It's from 1924. It is a book that is relevant to love and prosperity and strength and unity. And I don't want any planning to come with your main storm drain to deter your water to go to a data center and take my great-great-grandfather's book of beauty and have a machine destroy it and never know how beautiful it is.
Would you like me to respond to that, Council President?
You may, or I can.
I think the agenda
Yeah,
item
Mayor?
was related to the one in regards to data centers.
Yes, the water main drain, so they don't deter that water.
Yes. So the agenda item on data centers was we eliminated where data centers could potentially open up in the city of Dearborn. In addition to that, our Corp Council is also working on a moratorium to put a pause on any possible applications that could be submitted to allow moratoriums in order for us to beef up the laws around data centers since we don't have any on our books. And so those are the steps being taken. As pertains to the storm interceptor line, as spoken to Dr. Proctor earlier, this is a line that will help reduce flooding in people's basements, given Dearborn floods heavily when we have heavy rain events. And so we did a 2-year study, and the study suggested that we have to add an interceptor line in southwest Dearborn so that we can sewer separate, so that the sewage water runs down one line and the storm water runs down another. It has nothing to do and zero implications to any data center.
All right, thank you. Hopefully that answered. Thank you, Mayor, for that. All right, next we have Ethan Barrell. Great.
Testing. All right, you may say that Dearborn has peaceful, it's been with Christians and occupied peacefully with Muslims and Christians together, and the crime rates have remained fairly stagnant. Not so for Europe. Rapes are up over 300% to 500% in England, France, and Sweden, and other European countries that have fully embraced Muslim immigration. And in those same 3 countries that I just listed, Muslims now make up 7 to 10% of the total population, which has taken place just over these last few decades, driving an explosion in sexual assaults and rapes. Meanwhile, we can take a control group, Poland, in which rapes are down 70% over that same period. Poland's simple strategy is don't let Muslims in. England and Wales, since 2002, rapes increased over 500% to 75,000 reported rapes in the last year. And according to the Statista, that was according to Statista, and for every single one of those 5 reported rapes is 5 to 15 unreported rapes. So you can see the scale of the issue. So we have not seen the full-scale manifestation of the Islamification of America, but Europe has, and they've seen the fruit. And even Germany is now looking at an initiative to deport over 800,000 Muslim immigrants over the course of 3 years. In June 2026, the Rape Inquiry Report unveiled that Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs systematically raped and trafficked thousands of British girls across numerous towns, while police, social services, healthcare providers, and politicians repeatedly failed to protect them, and out of fear of being called racist. The estimated victims was previously mentioned, 250,000 from the 1990s to the present. I say let us all learn from the mistakes of these European countries who have betrayed their people, and especially their women who suffer the most because of these wicked and evil initiatives to not prosecute these things. And the most hypocritical thing about this all is that you guys at the same time claim to be liberals and Democrats
You have
and
30
support
seconds.
feminism. Tell me how is supporting a system that mistreats women, increases rapes 300 to 500% in Europe, and now, and then how is that liberal and feminism? You guys are liars and deceitful, in your sheep and wolves clothing. And yeah, this is my.
I'm sorry, your time has expired.
All right. All right, next we have Chaz Sykes.
This was not made for the vertically gifted, I'll say that. Well, thank you, Dearborn, and good evening. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be able to talk to you today, and I want to thank the council for allowing free speech. My name is Chaz Sykes with Turning Point Action, the organization founded by the late Charlie Kirk. I am speaking to you today as your Turning Point field representative. The first thing I would like to say is that these jokers do not represent the Republican Party. The Republican Party, thank you. The Republican Party stands for freedom and individual liberty. The real Republican Party stands for the Constitution of the United States. 3 homicides in 2024 and 2025 combined. In a 2-year span, violent crime has dropped by 20%, robberies decreased by 22%, vehicle thefts fell by 30%, and burglaries plummeted by 40%. So that's crime. What about education? According to the Mackinac Center's Context and Performance Report Card, Dearborn public schools frequently dominate the state, with 5 schools ranking in the top 30. Out of all 15 public universities in Michigan, U of M Dearborn grads secure the 4th highest median annual earnings 10 years after enrollment. U of M Dearborn maintains the lowest average annual cost of any public 4-year university in Michigan. What about Dearborn culturally? What does that look like? Well, Dearborn's populace is deeply entrenched in social and religious conservatism. Dearborn is, bar none, the most conservative city in America. The community has made national headlines for packed, raucous school board meetings where large coalitions of Muslim and Christian parents successfully organized to protest and remove books with LGBTQ plus garbage and sexual content from public schools. The social structure revolves heavily around the traditional family unit. Concepts of gender roles, modesty, dating, and marriage tend to align closely with traditional Islamic and Christian teachings rather than modern, progressive garbage. There's a collective community rejection of woke ideology and the disgusting sexualization of children. They have tried to introduce gender identity into local health care and were shut down immediately. Dearborn also has one of the highest densities of small businesses in the state. This fosters a highly
You have 30 seconds
capitalistic,
remaining.
anti-regulation, and taxes-conscious mindset aligned with the Republican Party. Find me another city with a population over 100,000 that is more conservative than Dearborn. I am here to tell you that if you believe in entrepreneurship, religious freedom, family orientation, and social conservatism, then you stand with Dearborn. On the other hand, if you spit on capitalism, reject the Constitution, and participate in the destruction of the family and gender roles in society, then you have already left this meeting.
Your time has expired.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we have Thayer Alawan. Alawan. All right, Odaid Fakori. Odaid Fakori. Sam Farrington. Okay, Angela Gill. Mustafa Al-Munna. Al-Munna, okay.
Hello, council members, mayor. Just following up about West Dearborn Valley. I know it's a bad time. I feel like every time I come to a council meeting, there's something more important. I get it. Why? So I just wanted to follow up. I did send all our info over. I was told also to bring in all our documents to present in front of council.
Yeah.
I know our police department and zoning department works very hard, and they have a lot more important things to deal with.
I can answer it for you. Yeah, no, thank you so much for being here. Legal just advised me that they're currently reviewing your application right now, so you should hear back relatively soon.
Okay, Mayor, is it possible to, instead of coming to another
Yeah,
council
we'll
meeting-
contact you.
Okay, do I have to wait for another?
I might start believing that you are the cause of everything, so I think We're going to do our best to get you the answer without having you to sit through a long meeting.
Okay, gotcha. And the last thing I wanted to ask, do I have to come to another council meeting? Because it is expensive to wait.
You don't have to.
Okay, we're
You
good.
don't
Do
have
need
to.
These, do you need these documents, or are we good?
We have everything that we need.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
You can
Sorry
tell the
about
people to
about that.
go with you.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
All right. JP, the boy, that's you, sir? No? The boy, yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, JP DeNoyer. I live in Dearborn Heights. I'm an atheist. Atheists are also Americans. I strongly disagree with the religious intolerance that some people have been expressing. I welcome neighbors and friends from all religious persuasions. Muslims are Americans. Christians are Americans. Jews are Americans. Wiccans are Americans. Sikhs are Americans. Thousands of other possible persuasions are Americans. People should seek to understand one another and get along, not to stoke division and intolerance. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris Sanders.
So, my name is Chris Sanders. I'm a proud Catholic Christian, and I am troubled deeply by what I witnessed here tonight. To the men and women protesting in the name of Jesus, hurling hate at our Muslim brothers and sisters, not in his name, and certainly not on my watch. I count many Muslims as my friends, my neighbors, my associates, and yes, my barber. Men and women of integrity, of family, and of faith. We may not be brothers in faith, but we are certainly and absolutely brothers and sisters in humanity. And freedom of religion is not a footnote to being an American, it is a cornerstone. The same First Amendment that protects my right to go to Mass protects your right to the mosque. It grieves me that in the name of Jesus, the Prince of Peace, is being used as a weapon to spread fear, intolerance, and hate. That is not the gospel, that is not the cross, and that certainly is not of Christ. So let me be clear. In the name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke this spirit of hatred and division. Scripture does not leave us confused about this. We are called to rebuke evil, and tonight, this is evil. Using the name of the Savior who dined with outcasts to cast out our neighbors, good people. John 13:35 tells us exactly how Christians should be known. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another and your neighbor. 1 John 4:20 makes it even plainer. If anyone says, I love God and hates his brother, he is a liar. So no, you do not speak for me, you do not speak for my church, and you do not speak for Christ when you chant hate at people of God, no matter the faith. To my Muslim friends in this room and in this city, you are welcome here, you belong here. Your freedom to worship is my freedom to worship, and I will stand for it because my faith demands it. We can disagree, and we probably will, on theology, and still defend each other's dignity. That's not weakness, that's Christianity. That is American.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Jeff Doyer?
Unlike a lot of people who showed up, something to read, I don't have anything to read. Lord Jesus Christ brought me here today to speak with everybody. And yes, everybody should be open-minded. Everybody should be friendly, kind. You never know what somebody else is thinking unless you take time to stop and actually talk to each other. What I've come to down there Dearborn for to talk about is the First Amendment, because it's important for everybody in this room, everybody across our great country. It doesn't matter where your beliefs come from. It doesn't matter where you come from. It depends on how you treat all of our rights. The First Amendment says you have the right to freedom of speech. A lot of people showed up outside. I've seen anger and bitterness on both sides. I've seen people on both sides instigating, didn't need to be, as far as coming down and not having your rights violated. Do I really believe that Jack Long, or Jake Long, however you say it, I don't even know the guy's name truthfully very well. But what happened with him getting hit, he wasn't trying to fight. Somebody hit him. It doesn't matter which side you're on, whether you like his belief or somebody else's. Nobody deserves to get attacked. That's what it comes down to. And then once it happened, and there's video everywhere, you know, people chasing them down, as the one gentleman mentioned earlier, it wasn't just one person. It started with one person, and then the mob effect happened, and then they started chasing him. Then he ended up in a car, and they were trying to get him out of the car. Yes, he ended up getting to safety, getting put to jail, as you said. A couple other people got arrested, but more people were involved in that. And with our First Amendment rights, if we don't follow and use our videos and use what we have to make sure that all the people that were involved got arrested, that makes all of us unsafe, because that moment when it happens and it turns out to be you won't be safe. And we are all only safe in our country because of our amendment rights. Freedom of religion. I'm a Christian. You know, Muslims are sitting here. Somebody might be from Israel. Somebody could be from Kenya. Somebody could be from South Africa. It doesn't matter. That's what makes America great, is you can come here. We can all live on the same block. As the gentleman said, he's an atheist. We should all be able to get along.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
So the important part is to make sure that our amendment rights doesn't get trampled on and that things are followed. Because if we don't have people in government, the mayor, the police officers, and higher up governors and stuff, making sure our amendments are followed, because you took an oath, Mayor, am I correct? Which I should be. You know, the police officer took an oath to stand for the Constitution, to make sure all of us are protected.
I'm sorry, your
That's
time
what's
has
important
expired.
for all of us, to stay protected, and everybody's welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, next we have Leslie Herrick.
Good evening, Mayor, esteemed City Council. Thank you for entertaining my comments this evening. I'm Leslie Herrick. I am the Community Relations Director for the Intercultural Community Center in Dearborn, which is a nonprofit organization serving Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. Its mission is to bring people together to understand each other, where we come from, where we are today, the things that bond us in unity here. There are so many things that we have in common that outnumber those differences between us. And the Intercultural Community Center in Dearborn seeks to address those. For example, just earlier this year, we had panel discussions on challenges in finding housing, affordable housing. We also had a panel discussion on what's on the ballot, on the primary ballot. Coming up later this year, we have a community picnic for Good Neighbor Day, which is in September. It will be celebrated by the Intercultural Community Center in Dearborn, as well as the city of Dearborn, which is encouraging neighborhoods to do what we always do. We have, just like across the country, and probably more than many cities across the country, we have neighborhood picnics, block parties that bring people together no matter where they came from. They ended up on the same street or on the same block, and they break bread together. They do potlucks and family activities, family-friendly children's activities across our city. So these are examples of what makes Dearborn similar to other cities across the country, but it also makes us unique because of the people that are here. We are here by choice for the most part, and we love our city, and we love the diversity that makes us stronger. And some of those things that you see if you come to visit, if you're not part of our neighborhoods and going to our picnics, our block parties, you would experience, if you have not already, wonderful food. At many of our restaurants, upcoming later this fall, our coffee month, it's our coffee week, and it's a wonderful time to experience all kinds of different coffee if you are a coffee drinker, or even tea. At many of our coffee houses, some are locally owned by different nationalities, so please come experience some of those activities. Earlier, somebody mentioned our farmers market. Again, you see those across the country, but ours is special. With the people that are local here participating and enjoying the activities, or running the booths that are there. I just wanted to mention, there were a couple things.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Thank you. Two things that, again, unite us with around the world. We have Rotary Club of Dearborn. Rotary International is a nonprofit organization around the world that brings people together and serves those in need. So thank you for entertaining our little free library. It's a partnership between the Rotary Club of Dearborn and the City of Dearborn, so that was on the consent agenda. And then I also wanted to speak about trees. Thank you. For a couple years ago, we activated our environmental
Sorry,
commission.
your time has expired.
And there's a subcommittee that deals with trees. And thank you for considering the trees when you look at the plans for the sewer separation project.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Byron Harmon. Is it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes.
Hello, my name is Brian Harmon. I came to Dearborn today because I seen a video of a man who was just trying to say Christian things, and he got stuff thrown at him, and he was attacked. I'm not a Christian personally, but I have Christian values, and I do not want to see anybody attacked in my country for just expressing themselves. And like what happened there was something that I thought I would never see in my country. There's a lot of things that are happening in my country that I thought I'd never see, like flock cameras and these data centers that are coming, and nobody wants this stuff to happen. Like, if we want data centers, we should put them in space, not in our oceans, not in our backyards. But what I came here today was because I don't support Jake Lang. I believe he's an Israeli plant, and he is literally just here to spew hate, and I don't disagree with everything he says, but he goes at things a very hateful way, and he wants to target a certain group. He said that Sharia law is here and is wrong. Jake Lang is wrong. Sharia law is not here, and it will never be here because of us young patriots of this country. But I really think a lot of Christians are scared, and why this event could have been so much worse is what's happening in Europe, like the gentleman said earlier. Christians are being taken over, and there is a Zionist regime that is trying to wipe out the white population across the world. And I mean, look at what's happening even in Africa. Christians have been slaughtered for years and years and years. The militaries have to take action over there because of it. But fascism is not the problem in America. It's Zionism. And I honestly, there's a lot of people here that talk about Henry Ford and what he believed in. But Henry Ford would be rolling in his grave for what's happened to this country. If you look into what Henry Ford believed about the Jews and Zionism, I bet you they would wake so much people's eyes up to this.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't come here to talk today. I came here to just see what was happening because I was afraid of what was happening, and I talked to both sides, and everybody agreed that Zionism bad, Muslims and Christians. Well, some Christians, not most, not the MAGA people. But that's what they want us to be. They want us to be divided. Zionism is the problem. And that's.
I'm sorry your time has expired.
Thank you. That's all I want to come here to say.
Thank you.
Fuck Zionism.
Appreciate. Mr. Barham.
Ted Barham, Dearborn resident. A lot of the problems that we are seeing here today started from something that happened last year where I objected to a street sign, and then the mayor told me I'm not welcome here and he'll throw a parade when I leave the city. And later spread defamation about me in conjunction with others in the Arab American News and in Al Jazeera and in the Guardian newspaper, scurrilous and ridiculous defamation. That street sign is named after a journalist who says that the most important thing that he's ever done, he continues to maintain, is when he led the crowd here in Dearborn paying homage to the leader of Hezbollah. And of course, Hezbollah bombed to death hundreds of Americans in Beirut. Now, that's not just an isolated incident. That's the thing. It's representative of bigger problems. Imams in the biggest mosques in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights praise the Iranian regime, which has caused so much oppression to so many people. It's killed hundreds of thousands of people directly and through proxies. And my fellow Christians in Iran, which is a great concern to me, are extremely persecuted there in Iran. So these are legitimate concerns that we have. And I don't think it should be controversial to raise these concerns. Jewish people, you can paint a rosy picture of Dearborn. Jewish people are terrified of coming to Dearborn. I've talked to multiple Jewish people who've said that. Also, my fear was justified. I said he's spreading violence. He could be interpreted as spreading violence in Michigan. And then a few months later, somebody attacked a synagogue full of 140 small children in West Bloomfield. So these are legitimate concerns. At the same time, I'm embarrassed with Jake Lang's so-called Christianity, this fake Christianity, which many people have said. I hope this doesn't put my Muslim friends off Christianity, because that's not real Christianity. Christ.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Represents love. I do want to say just a couple more things. First of all, I'm not racist, and I want to discourage that as well. I have dear Arab friends. I was speaking in an Arabic church on this weekend. And the last thing I want to say, giving credit where it's due, is when we had an Israeli Jewish man who came to Dearborn to Peace Park West, I appreciate how when there was a threat and I contacted the FBI, the Dearborn police came out in full
I'm
force
sorry your
to
time
protect him,
has expired.
to speak about the tragic loss of his son who was murdered in Washington, D.C., and he spoke in love and in compassion to people in Dearborn who are experiencing loss. So I want to give credit where it's due to the Dearborn police and the Dearborn government for helping in that situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Clerk, is there any more cards?
No more cards.
All right, at that time, we will conclude our public comment portion. Is there a motion to adjourn? We are